All right, so welcome to the deep dive, everyone. Today we are diving into something pretty special, I think, for any language learners out there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be taking Squid Game, the show, super popular,
Yeah.
and we're going to be using it to sort of dissect and look at all the really cool language stuff that's in there. You know, the vocabulary, the slang,
Yeah, all those idioms.
the idioms.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, you know, if you are serious about mastering English through movies and TV shows, you really, really, really got to check out Fun Fluent. It's
It's fantastic. It's a game changer.
a game changer.
For sure.
Yeah, it really is. And but yeah, we're gonna be looking at all this cool stuff in Squid Game. I think it's a perfect show for it because it's, well, first of all, it's super intense.
It's captivating. Keeps you on the edge of your seat, that's for sure.
Keeps you on the edge of your seat. Yeah, it's packed with like all these linguistic nuggets that you just won't find in a textbook. Yeah, and like right off the bat, we're going to talk about idioms. We get some pretty serious idioms thrown at us in this show. One that I noticed a lot was "God damn it,"
Yeah.
which I mean, you know,
Common.
it's not the most polite,
No.
but it is one that you hear all the time.
all the time. In movies, TV shows.
Yeah, yeah,
Very common. It's that raw emotion.
yeah.
Like the pure frustration. The kind of phrase that, it just bursts out when things go wrong,
Yeah.
But like you said, not for every situation, right? Like imagine dropping your coffee at work
Yeah.
and then yelling, "God damn it," at your boss.
Yeah.
Probably not
Not the best move.
not the best career move.
Not the best career move.
So understanding the nuances of these idioms, right? Like that's really what separates kind of an intermediate learner from an advanced learner. It's
Yeah.
not just knowing the meaning, but knowing when and how to use it.
Exactly. You gotta be careful with "God damn it."
For sure.
And then we have another one, which is much more, I think, lighthearted, which is "Small World," right?
Yeah.
Which pops up, when two characters bump into each other unexpectedly.
Unexpectedly, yeah.
Yeah, which is like, even in a crazy scenario like Squid Game, it's like a reminder that our lives are kind of interconnected
You're connected, yeah.
in
Yeah.
ways we can't even predict.
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Small World, it really is like it's a common sentiment, that feeling of surprise, right?
Yeah.
Coincidence. It's almost like, Small World is kind of like this little social ritual that we have
Yeah.
to acknowledge those links, those unexpected links.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, oh my God, what are you doing here?
Right.
Small world,
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Totally. And speaking of unexpected, there's this phrase in Squid Game that's not technically a proverb, but it really kind of functions like one. And it's, you can't stay there much longer.
Which, I don't know if you felt this, but like when I heard that, it just gave me like this sense of impending doom.
Oh, absolutely.
Like it's almost like a warning.
Yeah, it's very ominous. It's simple, but yeah, you're right. It carries that weight to it.
Yeah.
Almost like, kind of like a warning whispered in the dark.
Yeah.
It's interesting
Yeah.
how they do that with such a simple phrase.
And it really, I think, perfectly kind of encapsulates the whole atmosphere of the games.
Yeah, it really does.
It's like this pressure cooker,
Uh-huh.
and you know that something's going to change,
Yeah.
and it's probably not going to be good.
Right. And it's not going to be good, yeah.
Yeah.
But it speaks to those themes of urgency and consequence that we see throughout the show,
Yeah.
The clock's ticking.
Yeah.
Every decision matters.
Yeah.
And they really drill that home.
Oh, yeah.
Now we do have to address the elephant in the room, right?
Oh.
Which is, the show doesn't shy away from harsher language. We see words like jerk. We see, unfortunately, even stronger terms.
Yeah.
And so it's we definitely want to say that these are words that you want to use with like extreme caution.
Yeah.
Not exactly classroom friendly,
No.
but it is crucial to understand why the writers included them, right? Yeah.
These words are weapons. They reflect the power dynamics.
Yeah.
And the brutal honesty of the situation.
Yeah.
So it's not about, endorsing this language, but analyzing its function in the story.
Yeah. I mean, the show's trying to be realistic, I think,
Right.
in a way, right? And so it's
Yeah.
and like you're saying, these are words that, I mean, they can really hurt.
They can, yeah.
So you have to know.
You got to be careful.
You have to know the context. You have to know.
Context is everything.
Context is everything. And that's really the difference between understanding a culture and just, memorizing words from a list.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it than that.
There's a lot more to it than that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now let's switch gears a little bit and maybe go to some phrases that are actually pretty useful,
Yeah.
in everyday conversations.
Yeah.
And Squid Game does a good job with that too.
It does.
Like they use these simple phrases, but they pack a punch,
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of lines like, get over here, or, you're on.
Yeah, you're on. That's a great one.
Yeah.
I can totally see myself using that,
Oh, yeah.
Especially, if I'm like in a friendly competition with someone.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
It's that instant, acceptance of a challenge, that spark, that competitive spirit,
Yeah, yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. Or even just a playful way of, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
It's just injects a little energy.
A little energy, a little enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm, yeah. Totally, totally. But I mean, beyond those kind of I guess conversational gems, there's also, a ton of vocabulary in Squid Game.
Yeah.
That's essential for understanding the plot.
Oh, yeah.
Really understanding what's going on with the characters.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
Eliminated, for example.
Yeah, eliminate.
I mean, that's a word we know, right? But it takes on a whole new weight.
It does.
When you're talking about Squid Game.
A whole new meaning.
It's not like you lost the game. It's like you lost your life.
Yeah, the stakes are a lot higher.
Yeah. It's chilling. It's chilling. And then we have Chuckle.
Oh, yeah.
Which, in the show often has. This really, it's almost sinister.
It is.
This dark.
Yeah.
It's not just laughter.
Nah.
It's something unsettling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It almost suggests this amusement at the misfortune of others. This detachment from the events.
Yeah, they're enjoying it a little too much.
A little too much. Yeah, it's unsettling for sure.
Yeah, unsettling. Then there's siphoned, which I think really kind of points to the financial dealings that are kind of happening behind the scenes.
The shady dealings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manipulation.
Absolutely.
Deceit.
Yeah, siphoned implies that gradual draining, right?
Yeah.
A secret theft that often goes unnoticed and it just perfectly captures kind of the insidious nature of what these characters are doing.
For actions. Yeah.
It's really well chosen.
And speaking of shady characters, we can't forget the loan sharks.
Oh, no.
What about the loan sharks?
They're so prevalent in this show, and I think they really represent, the desperation.
The desperation.
And the crushing debt that a lot of these players are dealing with.
Yeah, absolutely.
That drive them to even play the game.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. A tangible representation of the societal pressures that the show critiques. They're not just villains, they're a symptom of something much bigger.
A broken system.
Yeah. It's not just individual, it's societal.
We have the masked manager. Oh my God.
The masked manager. Yeah.
I mean, just the word masked already suggests
concealment, mystery.
Concealment, mystery.
You don't know who's behind it.
You don't know who's behind it.
And it really plays into the overall sense of unease.
Unease, yeah.
Throughout the show, we see that masked, it speaks to themes of power, right? And anonymity.
Yeah.
It's that idea that, those in control are often hidden. Yeah, they're not right there in front of you.
They're behind the scenes. They're pulling the strings.
Yeah, they're pulling the strings.
Yeah.
Exactly. And amidst all this darkness and tension, the show also uses, cultural references and even humor.
Yeah.
In some kind of surprising ways. Who would have thought, right, that a children's game, red light, green light.
Yeah, red light, green light.
It's so terrible.
I know, it's so simple.
Yeah.
But the way they do it, it's brilliant.
It is. It's genius. They take something so familiar and innocent.
Yeah.
And they just twist it into this high-stakes fight for survival.
It's you think you know red light, green light, but you don't know red light, green light.
Exactly. They completely turn it on its head.
Yeah.
It plays on our nostalgia in a way, subverts our expectations.
Yeah, it's oh, I remember playing this as a kid.
Right.
And then
this is not what I remember.
This is not how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And then the music. We have to talk about the music.
Right.
Fly Me to the Moon.
Yeah, fly me to the moon.
I mean,
classic,
so romantic.
Yeah.
And then you juxtapose that with seas of like violence and despair.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
it's jarring,
it is.
but it's haunting.
It's haunting.
It's strangely beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like they're doing so much with that one song.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a masterclass. Like the director really knows
Yeah.
how to use music to create a mood,
Yeah.
to get a reaction.
A reaction.
Yeah, and the contrast, right, between that sweetness
Yeah.
and the brutality.
Yeah.
It's deeply unsettling.
It is.
It leaves you with this this lingering sense of unease.
Like, is it beautiful? Is it horrifying? I don't know.
Exactly.
It's like, is the director like saying something about, the human condition? Like, is it about like beauty and darkness? I don't even know.
Right. And Squid Game doesn't just showcase vocabulary,
Yeah.
It also has a lot of phrasal verbs.
Oh, yeah. Those tricky combinations that often trip up English learners.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Those are tough.
They can be tough. Yeah. And we see examples like, get over, pick up, move forward.
Get over is such a like versatile one.
It is, yeah.
It can be as simple as like, get over here. Or it can be as complex as like, getting over like an emotional hurdle.
Yeah, exactly.
And understanding those nuances, I think, is really
that's
key to mastering those phrasal verbs.
It is.
Yeah.
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 And pick up can mean grabbing something physically.
Yeah.
Or, acquiring knowledge or skills.
Yeah.
For example, I picked up some Korean while watching Squid Game.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So it has those different meanings.
Yeah, it's like the language itself is reflecting the themes of the show.
Absolutely.
It's like adaptation and survival.
Yeah.
You have to be quick on your feet and like pick up new strategies to survive.
Exactly. You got to keep up.
Keep up. Yeah. And move forward. I mean, that really captures the
pace.
The pace.
Yeah.
The relentless pace. It's like
it's nonstop.
Nonstop, yeah. And the character's determination to like
keep going, keep pushing.
To keep going no matter what, even when.
No matter what.
It's like,
horrific.
Yeah.
But they gotta keep going.
They have to.
Yeah.
And that's move forward.
It is. It's that reminder that, even when there's chaos, there's despair,
Right.
there's still this need
To persevere.
Yeah. To keep pushing, to keep striving for that goal, whatever it may be.
Yeah, whatever it may be.
Yeah. Speaking of pushing forward,
Yeah.
let's push forward and delve into the grammar side of things a little bit.
Okay.
Because Squid Game is it's actually surprisingly rich in its use of various grammatical structures.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. It's we see imperative sentences, we see conditional sentences, we see the passive voice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All those juicy grammar points, they're in there.
They're in there. Yeah, the imperative sentences, I can totally see that because like it is a game. It's like, do this.
Right.
Don't do that.
Exactly. It's direct.
Direct commands.
Direct commands. Yeah.
Do this. Don't do that. The stakes are high, so there's no room for ambiguity.
No room for ambiguity.
Right. You got to be clear.
Yeah. And conditional sentences, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you move, you're eliminated.
Yeah. If you move, you will be eliminated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they highlight that cause and effect.
Oh, yeah.
That drives the narrative, right?
Yeah.
Each choice has a consequence.
Yeah.
And the show makes it clear.
Those consequences can be deadly.
Deadly, yeah.
Yeah. And the passive voice.
Oh, yeah.
The passive voice pops up quite a bit, and it's often used to emphasize the actions rather than who's doing them.
Oh, okay.
Right. Like, for example, games may be terminated if the majority agrees.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not about who is terminating the game, but the act itself.
Oh, I see, yeah.
It adds this layer of impersonality.
Yeah.
It reinforces that idea that the players are pawns.
Pawns.
In a larger game, subject to rules that they don't control.
Rules they don't control, yeah.
Yeah. But you know what I find really fascinating is how Squid Game uses these seemingly simple sentences that actually have like a deeper meaning.
Really?
Yeah. Or they have these cultural references embedded in them.
Wow. Okay.
It's really cool how they do that.
Yeah, give us an example.
So like, for example, when a character says, "We're done. We settled that when we agreed to the divorce."
Okay.
Right? Seems straightforward on the surface.
Yeah.
But there's this undercurrent of tension.
Yeah.
Right. It's hinting at the complexities of like societal expectations around divorce in Korea.
Oh, okay.
So it's more than just, we're done.
Right.
It's layered.
It's layered. There's like a history.
A history, a baggage.
Yeah.
That comes with that simple statement.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty amazing.
It is.
What else is there?
Another one, so like a character might mention her stepdad's job begins soon and needs him to go.
Okay.
Right. And again, on the surface, it seems like it's just about a job.
Yeah.
But it's also about the cultural importance of work.
Yeah.
Family obligations.
Yeah.
In Korean society.
Okay.
Right. So it adds depth
Yeah.
to the characters' motivations, to the sacrifices they're making.
Yeah.
It's not just about the job. It's about everything that comes with it.
Everything that comes with it. Yeah. Yeah, and it highlights like the collectivist nature of Korean culture.
Yeah.
Where family duty and social harmony often like they take precedence over individual desires.
Individual desires.
Yeah, so it's subtle.
Yeah.
But it's powerful.
It's powerful, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered like idioms, we've covered everyday phrases, essential vocab, We've even touched on grammar.
Yeah, a little bit of grammar.
But I have a feeling that like Squid Game plays with language in even more ways.
Oh, absolutely.
Like clever ways.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's always something more to discover.
Like how they use the word independent, almost sarcastically.
Independent.
It's so clever.
Isn't it? Like,
yeah.
It's fascinating how a word that's typically associated with like strength, right?
Yeah.
Self-reliance, but they twist it.
They twist it, yeah.
And it reveals the character's vulnerability.
Vulnerability, yeah.
Their desperation.
Yeah. It's really interesting how they do that.
It's like they're clinging to the idea of independence as like a defense mechanism.
Yeah, like a shield.
Like a shield.
Yeah.
But in reality, they're so
dependent.
Yeah.
Yeah. They need others.
Yeah.
But they're trying to like project this image of being independent.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking in a way.
It is.
Yeah. And then there's the food. We can't forget about the food.
The food. Oh my God, the food.
The food in Squid Game. Come on.
Tteokbokki.
Those
spicy rice cakes.
Yeah.
Oh man, who knew they could be so symbolic?
Right.
Like it's not just a snack. It's comfort food.
It is.
It's a taste of home.
Absolutely.
It's a simpler time.
Yeah, it evokes all these feelings.
Yeah.
Of nostalgia, of belonging.
Yeah, and in the context of the show, it's like it represents that longing for normalcy.
Yes.
Yeah,
that yearning for something lost.
yeah.
It's really powerful.
Yeah.
And it speaks to like this, this universal human need.
Yeah.
For connection, belonging.
Yeah.
That desire for something familiar.
Comforting.
In a world that feels increasingly like,
chaotic,
alienating.
Yeah,
it's a powerful symbol.
It is powerful. So Squid Game really is more than just a thriller.
Oh, it is.
It's a crash course in authentic English and Korean culture.
That's both
wrapped up in this binge-worthy package.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's really well done.
It's really well done, and it's a testament to like the power of storytelling, and the way that language can be used to entertain, right? To inform, to provoke. Yeah.
Deeper reflection.
It's a reflection, yeah.
Yeah.
And for language learners.
Yeah.
It's an incredible resource.
Yeah, I think so too.
For expanding your vocabulary, for mastering those grammar points.
Yeah.
For understanding those cultural nuances. Yeah, it's a gold mine.
It really is. Yeah, and the beauty of it is like, you're not just passively watching, you're actually like engaging with the language.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're picking up on these like subtle cues.
Nuances.
The nuances, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a tool like FunFluent comes in.
Oh, absolutely.
Game changer, right?
It really, I think it would elevate like the learning experience like so much.
Oh, for sure.
Can you imagine like having interactive subtitles?
Yeah.
That break down the idioms?
Yeah. The slang. Even cultural references as you watch.
Oh my God. Like that would be perfect.
That would be amazing.
For Squid Game. It would be perfect for a show like Squid Game.
Yeah, because you could, like, pause it,
Yeah.
rewind, get instant definitions, explore the cultural context. It's like having, like, a personal language tutor.
It is, yeah.
Built into your, like, streaming platform.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It transforms watching from passive to active.
Oh, yeah.
You're really absorbing it.
You're present. You're thinking about it.
You are, yeah. You're not just, vegging out.
You're not just vegging out.
You're learning.
You're learning. You're in it.
You're in it to win it.
You're in it to win it. Yeah, yeah.
And Squid Game gives you so much to work with.
Oh, yeah. So much.
Linguistically, yeah.
So much. So much. So, I mean, to bring it all back to our listeners, right? Like, what would you say are the biggest takeaways for someone who wants to use a show like Squid Game to level up their English?
I would say first and foremost, don't just watch for the plot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Watch, tune in to the language itself.
Tune in.
Yeah. Pay attention to the idioms.
Yeah.
To the slang terms, to those cultural references that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Like, those are the keys.
Those are the keys.
To unlocking that deeper level of understanding.
Fluency.
And fluency, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like being, like, a detective almost.
It is. It is. You're looking for clues.
You're looking for clues.
Yeah.
Linguistic clues.
Linguistic clues.
But reveal not just the story.
Yeah.
But, like, the culture.
The culture.
The characters' inner worlds.
Your motivation.
Your motivations. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so cool.
It is. And don't be afraid to, like, pause, rewind, and really dissect those phrases, those sentences that you find interesting.
Yeah.
Look up words that you don't know. Analyze the grammar. Think about the context. The more you engage.
The more you engage.
The more it's going to stick.
The more it's going to stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's where, again, FunFluent can be like a game changer because it takes away, like,
but heavy lifting.
The heavy lifting, of having to, like, manually look everything up.
Right, right.
It just makes it fun. It makes it easy.
It does. It makes it enjoyable. It makes it more efficient.
More efficient. Yeah.
Yeah. And with a show like Squid Game, where there's so much to explore linguistically, having a tool like that, it can really, like,
enhance the whole
your
thing.
Understanding, your appreciation for the show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like it's like turning your binge walking session into, like, a language immersion experience.
Exactly. You're entertained.
You're entertained.
You're engaged.
You're engaged, yeah.
And you're learning, and you don't even realize it.
You don't even realize it.
Yeah, because you're having so much fun.
It's just happening. It's just happening.
It's just happening, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of learning through entertainment.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a chore.
It doesn't feel like a chore.
It feels like a discovery.
Like a discovery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess to wrap things up for this part, what would be your final piece of advice for our listeners? Like those eager language learners.
Yeah.
Who are ready to dive into Squid Game,
Yeah.
With their English skills.
With their English skills ready. Yeah, I would say embrace the challenge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
Have fun with it.
Don't be afraid to, like, really get lost in the language.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the details, to the nuances, the way words are used to create a specific effect.
Yeah.
Right? It's about going beyond just understanding the plot. It's about immersing yourself. In the richness of the language.
The richness of the language itself.
Exactly. And that's what makes language learning so rewarding, right? It's not just about acquiring a skill.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the world.
Yeah.
And our place in it. And Squid Game provides a fantastic opportunity to do that.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, with the themes, with the language, it's a wonderful kind of case study almost.
Case study,
Yeah.
For language.
It is. So it's like that. It's like that quote we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
You can't stay there much longer. It's not just a warning to the characters.
Right.
It's almost like a warning to us.
Yeah. To the viewers.
Yeah.
To the learners.
Like, push yourself.
Yeah, get out of your comfort zone.
Get out of your comfort zone, yeah.
Embrace those new perspectives. Embrace those new perspectives and keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward,
Keep moving forward.
On your journey.
On the journey of discovery.
Of discovery,
And remember.
Remember.
Fun-fluent.
Fun-fluent can help you.
Can help you.
Yeah. It can be your companion on this journey.
Your companion. Yeah. Your buddy.
Because it gives you that instant access to the definitions, to the cultural context, to the pronunciation even, right?
Yeah.
So it bridges that gap.
That gap.
Between passive watching and active learning.
Okay. Active learning, yeah.
It makes it more engaging. It makes it more effective.
More effective.
Yeah.
So as you kind of go into this world, this captivating world of Squid Game, remember, keep your ears open.
Keep your ears ahead.
Keep your mind engaged.
Keep your mind engaged.
And your Fun-fluent app handy.
Yeah.
Never know.
Yeah.
You might be surprised by how much you learn, not just about English, but about yourself.
About yourself.
And the world around you.
Exactly. Happy watching.
Happy watching. It really does make you think, doesn't it? Like when you start thinking about the language of Squid Game, what does it tell us about the society? Like how do the words they use, the idioms, the slang, like how does all that reflect maybe deeper values, social values, cultural values?
That's a great question. It really challenges us to go beyond just understanding like the words themselves.
Yeah.
And to think about the world that those words are creating.
The world that they're creating. Yeah. Like we talked about how the show uses terms like, eliminated, siphoned to like heighten that sense of danger, of deceit.
Right.
But what does that say about like the kind of cutthroat nature of the society that they're portraying?
It suggests that survival comes at the expense of others, right? That trust is a fragile thing.
Yeah, it's not a society built on trust and collaboration, it seems like.
No, it's every man for himself.
Every man for himself.
It's a bleak reality where individuals are just constantly pitted against each other.
Yeah.
In a struggle for dominance.
Dominance, yeah.
Yeah, for economic and social dominance.
Yeah, and even like seemingly simple phrases.
Yeah.
Like you can't stay there much longer.
Yeah.
Take on a whole new meaning when you start thinking about
when you consider the context, the societal pressures,
the anxieties that the characters are dealing with.
It's like this constant reminder that time is running out. That they're trapped in a system that doesn't offer many options. Like you're always on edge. You're always on edge.
And you have to make these tough choices.
And you don't always have a good choice.
You don't have a good choice, right?
You just got to pick the best of the worst.
The best of the worst. Yeah, and it's not just about the individual words, I think. It's the tone,
the delivery.
The delivery, how they say it.
How
the slang they use, the subtle like
nuances,
in their language, like all of that paints a picture.
It does.
Of where they stand socially, their relationships, their hopes and fears and all that.
Yeah, you can learn so much just by paying attention to how people speak.
How they speak, yeah.
And Squid Game does a brilliant job of using language in that way.
It does. So for our listeners out there who are using Squid Game, to learn English. It's about more than just like memorizing vocabulary lists.
It's more than just the grammar rules.
It's got to be more than that.
You got to immerse
yourself
in the culture.
And understand how it's used.
How do they use language? To create meaning? How do they use language to build relationships, to reflect on their experiences?
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
It is, and that's what makes language learning, I think, so rewarding. It's not just about
a skill.
It's
about understanding the world.
It's about understanding the world, and Squid Game gives us a really unique
window
into that. Yeah. It's like that quote, "You can't stay there much longer." It's not just a warning to the characters.
It's a warning to us.
It's a warning to us, to the viewers.
To the learners.
Like push yourself. Get out of your comfort zone.
Embrace those new perspectives.
And
keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward on your journey. Of discovery.
And don't forget, You know, FunFluent can be a really valuable tool
You can help.
on this journey.
It can help, yeah.
Yeah, it can give you those definitions, the cultural context, the pronunciation.
Right there.
Right there when you need it.
When you need it.
So it takes you from that passive watching to that active learning.
To active learning, yeah. That's where the magic happens, right?
That's where the magic happens.
That's where you really start to absorb everything.
That's where it clicks.
That's where it clicks, yeah.
Yeah.
So as you dive into the world of Squid Game, remember, keep your ears open.
Keep those ears open.
Keep your mind engaged.
Keep your mind engaged, yeah.
And your FunFluent app handy.
FunFluent app handy. You might just be surprised by what you learn.
Yeah. About English, about the world,
about yourself?
About yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Happy watching, everybody.
Happy watching, everyone.